Thus have I heard. At one time the Buddha was staying on Mount Draka in the city of Rajaga, together with a large assembly of 1,250 monks. In the city of Rajaga there was also King Bimbisara, who, influenced by evil friends, imprisoned himself within a sevenfold chamber. His minister, the great king, sealed the boundaries and gave strict orders to the guards. Queen Videhi, the consort of the king, respectfully prostrated herself and, facing Mount Draka, prayed to the Buddha, saying, "O great king, Tathagata, Arhat, Samyiksambuddha. In the past you always sent Ananda to inquire after my welfare. But now I am in distress and anguish. I wonder to whom I can send my message. O world-honored one, please send Madhgalyana and Ananda to me." Thereupon, the world-honored one, knowing her intention, ordered the great Madhgalyana and Ananda to go to Videhi through the air. The Buddha himself disappeared from Mount Draka and appeared in the queen's chamber. When Videhi saw the Buddha, she prostrated herself on the ground. Weeping, she said to the Buddha, "O world-honored one, what evil karma did I commit in the past that I should have such a son as this? I beseech you, O world-honored one, to preach to me, extensively and without discrimination, of places where there is no sorrow or trouble, and where I may be reborn. I am not pleased with this impure and evil world of Jambudvipa. I pray that in the future I shall not hear any more evil sounds, nor see any more evil people. Now I kneel down and reverently beseech you, O world-honored one, to teach me how to contemplate the land of utmost bliss." Then the world-honored one emitted a golden ray from between his eyebrows, which shone universally over all the worlds of the 10 directions. Upon reaching them, the ray turned back and rested on the top of the Buddha's head. Then all the kingdoms of the 10 directions appeared brilliantly and distinctly in that ray of light. Some were large, some were small, some were pure, some were impure. All the Buddha lands were manifested, each in its own natural condition. Thereupon Videhi said to the Buddha, "O world-honored one, these Buddha lands are indeed pure and radiant, but they are beyond my reach. I pray that you will teach me how to contemplate, in proper sequence, a place where all my aspirations can be realized." Then the world-honored one said to Videhi, "You should know that Amitayus Buddha is the king of the Buddhas. You should concentrate your thought and attentively observe him. In the past, the Tathagata has already preached of the various aspects of all the Buddha lands. But here I will preach to you in brief. Videhi, all those who wish to be born in that land should cultivate the 3 kinds of meritorious deeds. First, they should act filially toward their parents, attend to and serve their teachers, and refrain from killing. And cultivate the 10 good deeds. Second, they should take refuge in the 3 treasures, observe all the precepts, and refrain from breaking the rules of conduct. Third, they should arouse the mind that seeks bodhi, deeply believe in the law of causality, recite and uphold the Mahayana Sutras, and encourage others to advance. These three are called the pure karma, which are the causes for the attainment of birth in that land. The Buddha said to Vaidehi, "Now listen attentively and carefully consider what I am going to say. I will now teach you how to visualize the land of utmost bliss in accordance with the true Dharma. Indeed, with the Buddha's power, I will enable you to see that land." Vaidehi said to the Buddha, "O world-honored one, I am able to see that land through your power." But after the Buddha's departure, how shall sentient beings contemplate that land? The Buddha said to Vaidehi, "You and other sentient beings should concentrate your minds and direct your thoughts to the west. Remembering distinctly the land of utmost bliss, you will see it adorned with the 7 jewels. Next, visualize that land as being a jeweled ground. The ground of that land is made of many jewels, each with 500 colors. Each color appears as a flower, in shape like the face of a heavenly being. Each flower emits a light, by which are manifested 500 jeweled canopies. Within this canopy, the palace of Amateus Buddha appears in its entirety. Amateus Buddha stands erect within it, radiating brilliant light. This visualization is the first contemplation, called contemplation of the ground. It is because it enables one to avoid rebirth in evil realms. If it is practiced, it is called the right contemplation. If it is practiced otherwise, it is called a false contemplation. The second contemplation concerns the visualization of the jeweled trees. Visualize each of the 7 rows of jeweled trees as being all of equal height, 8,000 yojanas tall, and adorned with flowers and leaves of 7 jewels. Each flower and each leaf has the colors of precious jewels. Each flower has the size of a cartwheel. Each flower emits 84,000 rays of light. Each ray of light is accompanied by 84,000 different colors of pure gold. Each color spreads everywhere among the jeweled trees. Underneath the jeweled trees, there are jeweled nets covering the trees. Each tree is supported by 7 layers of nets, each made of 500 kinds of precious jewels. Each jewel emits 84,000 rays of light. In each ray of light, there are 84,000 music-playing celestial beings who simultaneously produce various harmonious sounds. In each flower of those jeweled trees, there are also 3 statues of Buddhas. On each statue of the Buddha, there are hundreds of thousands of attendants. They are without number. Among these Buddhas, some appear sitting, some standing, while others are walking in the air, all engaged in reciting the sutras. All of these events are difficult to perceive. However, if you single-mindedly fix your thought and visualize distinctly, you will be able to see them all. Just as when you look at a bright mirror, you can see your own image reflected in it. This visualization is called the contemplation of the trees. It is because it enables one to avoid the difficulties of evil realms. It is to be practiced with diligence. The third contemplation concerns the visualization of the jeweled ponds. Visualize in the land of utmost bliss ponds of 8 merits, each made of 7 jewels. The water in each pond is composed of 14 branches. Each branch is made of 7 jewels. The water of each pond is so soft that it can flow either upward or downward according to one's wish. The water is also warm and clear. Beside each pond, there are stairs made of gold, silver, lapis lazuli, and crystal. These stairs are interspersed and adorned with precious jewels. In the middle of each pond, there are jeweled trees flourishing with flowers and leaves. When these trees sway, they emit various colors of light. These lights reflect upon the water, looking like hundreds of millions of stars twinkling on it. Moreover, the light from these jewels transforms into subtle and wonderful birds, which sing in melodious voices, always praising the thought of the Buddha, the thought of the Dharma, and the thought of the Sangha. Again, visualize that each pond has 100 million jeweled lotus flowers. On each lotus flower, there are 25 jeweled canopies. Within each canopy, there are palaces adorned most exquisitely. All the bodhisattvas and gods dwell within them. Each pond has a spout which pours out water like a jeweled mouth. The water from the jeweled mouth flows down and circulates among the branches of the jeweled trees, producing subtle and wonderful sounds like those of the swan, the wild goose, and the peacock. These sounds always praise the thought of the Buddha, the thought of the Dharma, and the thought of the Sangha. Having accomplished this visualization is called perception of the water. It is called the third contemplation. It is because it enables one to avoid the afflictions of grief. The fourth contemplation concerns the visualization of the jeweled nets. Visualize above and around the land of utmost bliss, nets made of hundreds of thousands of kodis of jewels. Each jeweled net is adorned with hundreds of thousands of flower-like ornaments made of gold, woven with the same number of strands of pearls. Within each jewel, hundreds of thousands of kodis of palaces appear, resembling those of the palace of the Yama heaven. In each palace, hundreds of millions of celestial beings dwell. Within the light of each jewel, all the activities in the land of utmost bliss are clearly reflected. This visualization is called contemplation of the jeweled nets. It is called the fourth contemplation. It is because it enables one to avoid rebirth in evil realms. The fifth contemplation concerns the visualization of the jeweled trees. Visualize rows of jeweled trees in the land of utmost bliss. Each tree is 8,000 yojanas high and adorned with jeweled blossoms and leaves. The jeweled trees all have 7 rows of nets. Between each net is 500 million exquisite flower-like ornaments. Each flower-like ornament is adorned with 84,000 rays of light. Each ray of light is filled with 84,000 different colors of shimmering gold. Each shimmering light pervades everywhere among the jeweled trees. Beneath each tree are jeweled lions naturally arrayed. Upon each lion is a heap of countless jewels forming a jeweled platform. Each tree has its unique light, which is subtly and wonderfully colored. The trees produce harmonious sounds, each proclaiming the doctrines of the Dharma. Also, they proclaim the precepts, patience, and other paramithas. One should contemplate them with focused intent, clearly and distinctly. When this visualization is attained, it is called rudimentary perception of the trees and is called the fifth contemplation. It is because it enables one to avoid the afflictions of doubt and uncertainty. The sixth contemplation concerns the visualization of the jeweled ponds. Visualize in the land of utmost bliss 8 jeweled ponds. Each pond is composed of 7 jewels. The water of each pond is composed of the 8 meritorious virtues. The water is so pure and still that the sandy bottom of the pond is clearly visible. The ponds are adorned with jeweled stairways made of gold, silver, lapis lazuli, and crystal. These stairways are joined, on both sides, by flower-like ornaments. Above these are jeweled trees casting their shadows over the ponds. As the light of the trees shines upon the ponds, the surface shimmers with the colors of the lotus flowers. The lotus flowers are as large as chariot wheels. The water flows from one flower to another, circulating back and forth in the jeweled trees. The sound of the flowing water proclaims the doctrines of suffering, emptiness, impermanence, and non-self. Also, it proclaims the virtues of the precepts, concentration, and wisdom. These doctrines are praised by the King of the Birds. The King of the Birds is none other than the transformation body of Amitabha Buddha. In the jeweled ponds, countless jeweled birds gather. They sing in harmonious tones, constantly praising the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha. When this visualization is attained, it is called rudimentary perception of the ponds, and is called the sixth contemplation. It is because it enables one to avoid evil karma. Therefore, it is called the general contemplation of the land. If one attains this contemplation, one will avoid committing evil karma and will be reborn in the land of utmost bliss. The seventh contemplation concerns the visualization of the flower seed. Visualize that Amitabha Buddha sits upon a flower seed. First, visualize a single lotus flower. Then visualize a flower seed. The flower seed is made of countless jewels. It is adorned with jeweled nets and flower-like ornaments. Each jewel emits 500 rays of light. Each ray of light is adorned with hundreds of millions of Buddhas. Each Buddha is attended by countless bodhisattvas. Visualize that Amitabha Buddha is seated upon this flower seed. When this visualization is attained, it is called rudimentary perception of the flower seed, and is called the seventh contemplation. It is because it enables one to avoid rebirth in the womb. The eighth contemplation concerns the visualization of the image of the Buddha. Suppose someone wishes to visualize the image of the Buddha. First, visualize the image on the lotus flower seed. As before, visualize an image of 500 jewels. Each jewel has 500 rays of light. Each ray of light illuminates the 10 directions, illuminating without exception. In each ray of light, visualize the Buddhas of the 10 directions, just as they appeared when you contemplated the great ocean of pure assembly. When the visualization is attained, you should see Amitabha Buddha seated on a jeweled seat, radiating a great light which illuminates everything. The light of the Buddha illuminates the bodies of all the various Buddhas equally. Each Buddha extends his hand to welcome and greet the visualizing person. At the moment of visualization, you should feel that you are one of the Buddhas. This is called the attainment of the perception of the image of the Buddha. Those who achieve this visualization will be freed from the karmic evils, which would involve them in countless millions of kodis of asankyu of kalpas of births and deaths. At the moment of death, they will certainly be born in the presence of the Buddha. Those who practice this contemplation are called as having obtained entrance to the samadhi of the presence of all the Buddhas. This is called the eighth contemplation. Next, the ninth contemplation concerns the visualization of the true body of the Buddha. Amitabha Buddha's body is of the color of gold, measuring 25 yojanas in height. The circumference of his neck measures 25 yojanas. Each of the aureoles around his body shines with a light, measuring 25 yojanas in diameter. Each aureole contains 500 millions of Buddhas, all resembling Sakyamuni Buddha. Each Buddha is attended by countless bodhisattvas and countless devas. All of them appear in complete perfection. Amitabha Buddha emits light from every pore of his body. The light illuminates everywhere in the 10 directions. Because of his light, all the worlds in the 10 directions, without exception, are visible. Visualize this light as extremely brilliant. If you can only visualize the color of his hair, you will find that it is as blue as lapis lazuli. If you can visualize clearly only the hair between the eyebrows, it will appear as white as cotton down. If you can visualize clearly only his body, it will appear as brilliant and pure in its completeness. Amitabha Buddha is endowed with 84,000. Each Yakshan has 84,000 minor characteristics. Each minor characteristic emits 84,000 rays of light. Each ray of light shines universally throughout the 10 directions, illuminating all the worlds and protecting all sentient beings. With his light, Amitabha Buddha easily reaches every place in all the worlds. Visualize this simply by contemplating the true color of his body. You should know that when you visualize Amitabha Buddha, you are also visualizing the 84,000 dikshan and the minor characteristics. These appear naturally in the very act of contemplation. Simply concentrate your mind and visualize. When you visualize the Buddha, first visualize the image. Whether your eyes are open or closed, look intently at a single image of the flowing water. Do not allow your vision to be vague. Visualize each of the 84,000 indistinctly. When visualizing, if you perceive them, you will also perceive the Buddhas of all the other directions. Because the Buddhas share an unconditioned affinity with each other. By virtue of contemplating Amitabha Buddha, you will also see all the Buddhas. You will gain immense benefit. This is called the samadhi of visualizing the Buddha image. This is the 5th contemplation. The 6th contemplation concerns visualizing the various aspects of the land of utmost bliss. The Buddha said to Ananda and Vaidehi, after you have clearly visualized the above, you should next visualize the jeweled trees with their rows of jeweled trees. Visualize each tree as being 800,000 yojanas high. Their jeweled blossoms are adorned with all kinds of colors. You should visualize each tree as having wonderful banners and canopies adorned with jeweled ornaments. Between the trees are jeweled nets which cover everything. Each tree has 7 layers. Each layer is made of 7 jewels. Because of this, the tree is said to be made of jewels. The blossoms bloom according to the rotation of the wheel. From each blossom issue forth 500 rays of light, which resemble jeweled flowers. Each ray of light has 84,000 different colors. Each color reflects upon the jeweled terrace. Upon the terrace, these reflections shimmer like a million suns. It is difficult to describe them completely. Among the blossoms, there are Buddhas manifesting naturally. Also, each blossom contains 25 bodhisattvas. They attend to and care for the jeweled palaces. Amitabha Buddha is everywhere in the jeweled trees. You should visualize Amitabha Buddha when he is present at the place of each tree. Visualize this so that all the trees are complete with these details. When you accomplish this, it is called visualizing the trees in a general way. After you have accomplished this visualization, you should then visualize each tree individually. Visualize each tree as being 7 jewels in height, and each having a natural combination of all kinds of wonderful colors. Each tree contains the meanings of all the treasures. Each tree has flowers, leaves, fruits, and ornaments. Each has jeweled light emitting from it. The light shines everywhere. Among the light are various jeweled birds such as geese, ducks, and peacocks. These jeweled birds sing in concert with their sweet voices. The sounds they make praise the remembrance of the Buddha, the remembrance of the Dharma, and the remembrance of the Sangha. When you have clearly visualized this, it is called visualizing the trees individually. This is because you have been mindful of the trees. This is called the samadhi of visualizing the trees. This is the 6th contemplation. Those who practice this contemplation eliminate the karma, which results in being bound in limitless samsara. They are reborn in a good family. I will now extensively explain this to you. The 7th contemplation is the contemplation of the pools. Each of the land of utmost bliss's jeweled pools is made of 7 treasures. These pools are naturally endowed with the qualities of the 8 virtues. For this reason, they are called pools of virtue. Each pool is as precious as 10 million times the weight of wish-fulfilling jewels. For this reason, they are called pools of virtue. The water of each pool is divided into 14 streams. Each stream of water is made of 7 treasures. The water is soft and subtle. The water rises and falls in accordance with sentient beings' intentions. This water serves as a reminder of the Buddha. Beside the pools are mandara and other jeweled trees. Their branches and leaves cast a beautiful shadow over the pools. Subtle jeweled sand spreads over the ground. The pools are adorned with flights of stairs made of gold, silver, and lapis lazuli. Above are pavilions adorned with jewels such as pearls, carnelians, and amber. In the pools, lotus flowers bloom. The lotus flowers are as large as cartwheels. The blue ones emit a blue light. The white ones emit a white light. The crimson ones emit a crimson light. The purple ones emit a purple light. The light is radiant and brilliant. In these lotus flowers, the Buddha manifests. Also, visualize the sound of the water. The sound praises the remembrance of the Buddha, the remembrance of the Dharma, and the remembrance of the Sangha. You will also want to remember that in the land of utmost bliss, the mind is constantly mindful of the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha. If you have clearly visualized this, it is called visualizing the pools individually. This is called the contemplation of the pools. This is the seventh contemplation. Those who practice this contemplation eliminate the karma which results in committing transgressions. They will be free from the sufferings of hell. After death, they will be reborn in the land of utmost bliss. The eighth contemplation is the contemplation of the thrones. After you have visualized the jeweled waters and the jeweled earth, you will want to visualize the jeweled thrones. In front of each jeweled tree are naturally appearing lion thrones which are adorned with great jewels. The height of each throne is 5 yojanas. Each throne is equally adorned with wonderful jewels. Each throne is also adorned with jeweled curtains. Each curtain is adorned with 500 million wish-fulfilling jewels. Each jewel emits 84,000 rays of light. Each ray of light is reflected into 84,000 different colors. These rays of light illuminate the thrones. Below each jeweled throne are naturally appearing lotus flowers. Each lotus flower is adorned with 84,000 jewels. Each jewel emits 84,000 rays of light. Each ray of light is reflected into 84,000 different colors. These rays of light illuminate the lotus flowers. Do not visualize things indiscriminately. Visualize things one by one in an orderly fashion. Each of the jeweled thrones is adorned with jeweled nets.